the Lee Sin for Tien. Why not pick it at 4? It's going to be Nocturne. I still kind of feel the same way, but
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
very
yeah.
exciting. And we'll see. Again, still a little bit behind on tempo, but really not the worst thing in the world. As unlike last game where Weibo, you know, in the early game, a lot of criticism around their dragon control at the very least. Not really picking them up with that Callista lane. Still able to do it here, despite...
Minutes and a half away from the second rotation of Grubs. No real action has sparked between these two teams outside of the bot lane skirmishes. Xiaohao will find Hong, but he should be able to dash away once he gets in range to light to battle dance to safety as whoa, Xiaohao really wanted that.
Yeah, it was just a little bit slow on that Heartbreaker pull of Xiaohu. Angel.
Is Angel in trouble? Xiaohu.
Whoa.
One more, like you said, at Jamada. First blood goes over to Xiaohu.
Yeah, I mean, clean pickup there for Xiaohu. Not sure how it transpired, but I'm sure the observers will highlight that for us shortly. We got the look at the bottom side there. Xiaohao was just barely short on that Heartbreaker. But what that play and the resulting sequences then given us is this play onto light. No flash, remember.
I'm not sure if the depth charge was ill-advised, because now Tian gets a free engage onto Asumu, who's forced to flash over the wall. Paranoia lights turned out, and Wink has got nowhere else to go. And Xiaohao, remember, he used the Heartbreaker earlier, so he would have to flash if things get dicier. Here comes the bullet time. It will push Weibo Gaming back, and that does preserve Xiaohao from having to use his flash. More favored towards Weibo Gaming, since key targets are down to flash in Assume and Angel. And with Weibo Gaming being the first ones into the river, EDG have to, you know, have a leap of faith in venturing into the darkness, as the dragon is already secured by Tian, and Hong is just going to make sure that EDG cannot get in position to try and capitalize on a retreating Weibo Gaming, as they get everything they wanted and nothing really gained from the side of EDG. Weibo Gaming might favor a potential re-engage if they want to look for EDG, but just trying to push them away as Xiaohu now pops the Spirit Rush. It's going to get the death charge guaranteed. Bullet time rips through. That's one reset for Xiaohao as he takes the body of Hong. We'll look for the grand entrance before looking for another Heartbreaker forward as he wants to get onto Tian, but they pop the Paranoia, and he still had one more Spirit Rush charge out of Xiaohu, and they punish an overextended Xiaohao.
Tower for Herald will be what the exchange ends up being. And even though, you know, EDG can just drop this Herald up here and make it a 1-for-1 in towers, it's still a much larger investment of time and resources out of EDG compared to Xiao, who can now just take a base, spend all of that gold he just got from this tower, and then come up here and maybe look for a bit of a play himself. He's actually got a deep teleport ward by that top tier 1. If you take a look at them, but I don't even think Weibo are interested in looking for a counterplay that aggressive. They're just going to look for the mid-tier 1.
Yeah, if anything, they'll just stall the ability of EDG to rotate towards the mid lane, as Assume is the only person that can try and defend it, and he is not going to try his hand against Tian.
No threat of an immediate charm. But Weibo could actually find themselves collapsing. These shallow wards might end up working out for Weibo here, as it's just a game of cat and mouse at the minute, and a hook's gonna come in and the lights are off.
Yes, sir. Xiaohu has been cut off, though, by Xiaohao, but he's able to Spirit Rush back to the safety of his team. Tian going in, immediately repelled by Angel's Emperor's Divide. And that is a Weibo Gaming jungler that has been chunked out completely of the fight. Weibo Gaming would have to fight without Tian by their side if they wanted to compete for this dragon, but it's burning down so fast. That's a solid win for EDG.
It's a very solid win for EDG. No threat of a Cloud Soul in 5 minutes time, Rad. Honestly, in total gold. So once they get that gold spent, and they're back at 2-item parity, it feels good, but for the time being, they take a fight. EDG, on paper, should just be stronger.
And for EDG, Baron has spawned, and that's where they're keeping their eyes on. TM pulls the trigger, wants to look immediately for Xiaohao, forces him out of the fight, and that does isolate Wink for the taking. Weibo Gaming pick off the straggler from EDG's side. They guarantee the numbers advantage, and that's he's TPing. He's looking for the flank angle, and Weibo Gaming, once Breathe calls out that information, they have to immediately ditch the dragon. It resets, but Xiaohao catches it, so is able to catch a little bit of the leash that Weibo Gaming gave them over to them. This is going to be second dragon acquired. Once again, Weibo Gaming.
And give them potentially an easier time in these 5v5s, but again, Weibo execution has been fantastic. The side lane play so far this game has been stellar. And I mean, it's not like their little exchanges and skirmishes haven't been either. ZDZ rather. It's going to make use of these 5 grubs Doesn't have a massive wave to work with, but is still going to get a pretty sizable chunk out of this tower as the next wave arrives. He might actually be able to finish it before Breathe is able to interrupt him, and I think that's going to be the case. Double dash out to safety, and even if he ends up losing this tier 2, it's fine. What you don't want to do is get caught by the Chains of Corruption over the wall.
Oh, and that's all it takes. Fog of War to the advantage of Weibo Gaming. They are really in a position to just trade objective for objective. They're rather concerned of letting this Baron go for free as ZDZ tanks up a charm and a full combo from Xiaohu. The Baron is reset. They turn off the lights. Hong was waiting for that flank angle, and the rest of the front line overextend. Wing falls. Tian looks for Assume, but Assume stands tall behind Angel, and the bullet time starts ripping through the front line of Weibo Gaming, and now the resets are coming in. Xiaohao taking control of the mini Gnar. It's up to Xiaohu and the rest of Weibo Gaming to make sure that EDG can't find any more resets and prevent a potential Baron take, but with a jungler on their side and no smite contest from Weibo Gaming, that should be the third dragon for EDG.
It's a messy fight from both sides, honestly. I think Weibo a little bit too scattered, but also EDG, CDZ caught a little bit. You know, you see a Nocturne, and especially in the context of, this was an R5 Nocturne, right? This wasn't like a, you know, an early Nocturne and the composition was built around it. It was like the comp was locked in. And Tien said, yeah, Nocturne looks great here. So it has definitely been a little bit of a struggle on his end. Though, as we say that, speaking of struggles, EDG are struggling to lock down Breathe, and he is going to pick up that tower. He even still got the gold for damaging it. Despite that fact, EDG happily, and I'd say brazenly, start this Baron. Tien's in the area. Breathe is in the bottom side. He has TP, but like, why even pull it unless he's going to have Mega? And he will. Lights are off, Rafa. Let's go.
Paranoia from Tian. He goes into the pit. Who takes the Baron? It's Tian that steals it. And now, as long as they can stop the recall this side of EDG, Breathe can just finish the game by himself. Weibo Gaming don't have to overcommit. They just have to continue corralling EDG in this river, but they have the numbers advantage even without Breathe in that Baron fight at all. And that just seemed too damn easy for Weibo Gaming to pull the wool over EDG's own eyes. GG, well played. A clean 2-0 sweep for Weibo Gaming.
It's just a complete disaster. It's worst case there for EDG. Going for the Baron.